Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Monster Hunter video. I'm Ristretto, and today we're going to be taking on some more Stonefist Daimyo Hermitar. Before we dive right into the quest, I do have a few updates to share with y'all that'll explain the tact with which we're taking to this hunt today. So, since the last time I recorded a video of Stonefist, we've upgraded our armor and weapons a bit. I've spent quite a bit of time hanging out in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate's Village 4-star and Hub 2-star. Collected actually quite a few weapons and a few new armor sets. The other day I made a video with Garuga and this Malfestio armor set. This armor set's pretty nice for big weapons that have big sharpness, like greatsword or hammer or hunting horn. But we're taking on Stonefist Daimyo Hermitar with sword and shield, and so that set just won't do. There's no sharpness mitigation on this set. So instead, we're going to be taking this mixed set, which is a mixture of Sianitar, Scalda, Nargacuga, and Benabra. And it gives us speed sharpening, razor sharp, critical eye +1, and mounting master. I've actually already taken this new set and used it against Daimyo Hermitar a couple of times, or Stonefist Daimyo Hermitar, I should say. After our first matchup against him where we got one shot a few times and we didn't feel like we were doing much damage, I looked up his hit zones and I made this set, and I actually spent the last couple of attempts using this Kezu sword and shield because Stonefist Daimyo is weak to thunder like most of the crabs are. His hit zones that we're able to reach with sword and shield aren't very good. He's so tall and so much of him bounces for us that we really have a hard time dealing good damage to him. So I took a look at this thing's stats. It's only got 80 raw, it's got a little bit of green, it's got 20% affinity with our armor set, 22 thunder. But actually I looked, this is something I don't normally do, I looked at the hit zone and I did some like very amateur damage calculation. I'm not very good at that sort of thing, not good at Monster Hunter math. But it seems like this Nargacuga sword and shield with its 100 raw, 50% affinity with our current set, and all that green might be a little better for a task at hand. Something else that I tried since our last Stonefist video is I actually went back in and I tried taking him on using some sonic bombs. They give you a few sonic bombs in the box, and I mentioned those in our first attempt at him, but I never actually tried them. And if you throw them at him, it actually gives you a pretty big opening. It mentions it in the Hunter's Notes, which is how I found out that I probably should be using that. If we find Stonefist in here, in the Hunter's Notes, it says, break it down. Its left pincer may be harder than the thickest of castle walls, but only when it's standing. Break its stance, and it should be much easier to wear it down. Any pro would know just how to get this done. Do you? At which point I kind of facepalmed and went, oh, of course, the sonic bombs. So I tried them out. I tried it out with the sonics that they give you in the box, and sure enough, it does give you a nice big damage opening, where you get to kind of wail on his head for a little bit, which is one of the only times Sword and Shield really gets access to that hit zone. So we're going to be using those sonic bombs that the quest gives us, but I'm not going to be bringing a whole lot of sonic bombs. What I'm going to be bringing with us, kind of just my regular kit, 10 potions, 20 whetstones in this case, just in case we really need all the sharpens, 10 herbs. That's kind of it for now. The reason behind that being, even though this quest really kind of feels like it incentivizes using those sonic bombs with how frequently he goes into his little guarded castle walls stance, I still can't bring myself to make using an item for openings like my main way of dealing damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to use those sonics that they give us in the box, and then after that we just gotta tough it out. Most of the areas in this Stonefist quest have somewhere that we can use a ledge to kind of get some aerial staggers or get an actual mount on him. And so we're going to use that to get damage instead, because that involves a little more positioning, a little more, I don't know, using the environment, using a little bit more of our moves. We're not just throwing an item out and then being rewarded with a big damage opening. So that's how we're approaching this. Like I said, I've attempted it a couple times with this set, with that Kezu sword and shield. I've tripled both times I've attempted that, but they were really close. I've gotten them to limp a few times. We were pretty close to timing out too, so very tense attempt at this so far. I don't know how tonight is going to go. I'm hoping this Narga sword and shield will feel a little more consistent, and yeah. Thanks for listening to the updates, and let's get to the hunt. I've got a cup of coffee here with me. Today was Monday, so it was a pretty long day of email at my work. But I finished in time, and so I get to enjoy some Monster Hunter now. Well, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, not Monster Hunter now, but you know what I mean. I did record those other attempts, but I wanted to get to record a successful attempt and post that instead. I didn't want there to be like a bajillion different Stonefist Hermitar attempts uploaded to the channel. So I'll have to try and remember what I haven't talked about yet. I'm still getting the hang of this YouTube thing. I guess one of the thoughts that I've shared that will become more apparent as we go into the hunt again is that this really does remind me sort of like a second generation hunt where Sword and Shield on its own, not using aerial style, not using a ton of items, not using special oils, just Sword and Shield, guild style Sword and Shield on its own, has kind of a hard time against this guy. There just isn't a whole lot of areas for me to hit him. Sometimes you just gotta wait while he's like in his little castle walls mode. Just gotta be patient and very careful with our positioning. And that reminds me a lot of the hunts in second generation, where it was just kind of a lot of waiting around, being patient, being very careful not to make a mistake, and then using items some of the time to force an opening. People used to spam flash bombs on Rathalos like crazy back in Freebie Night. At least so. Now this set does have more defense than the Jaggy mix set that we were using when we first took this guy on. And so we don't get one shot quite so easily. It's still pretty close though. We have to be very careful not to stand on his left-hand side, our right-hand side. Not get hit by that big old claw. We're getting a little better at dancing around him though. Alright, I should probably get that Sonic ready to go. Next time he does his little castle walls dealio. We'll get ourselves an opening. So, this is really nice. This is one of the only times we're actually tall enough to reach his head, which his head's actually a good hit zone. His torso that we're hitting most of the time is only a 30 slashing hit zone, or cutting hit zone, and only like 10 thunder, so it really wasn't all that good. Uh-oh, I think we're stuck back here. We gotta get out of here. I don't want to be stuck in the corner with him. From the little bit of damage calculation I did do, it did look like this Sword and Shield was just a slight bit stronger, but not by a lot. So I'll have to see if it really makes much of a difference on our fortunes here. Ooh. Gotta keep our health topped up on this guy. Uh-oh, I screwed it up. I wasted one of our only damage openings. And it looks like when you screw it up like that, he instantly rages. I saw that in one of my other attempts, where in missing a Sonic Bomb, it instantly forced him into rage. And that seems to be consistent here. Well, having spent our only 2 Sonic Bombs, means it's up to just mounting. It's gonna be our main way of dealing damage to him now. Or at least our main way of getting a damage opening on him. Which I'm okay with. I'm not normally somebody who likes to spam mounts to just guarantee lots and lots of openings on the monster, but this guy gives us so few opportunities to get real good damage in. Eventually we get staggers from attacking his torso region, but it's so infrequent that we'll take a few mounts. Now last time that move, that spin, and his horizontal swipes, some of the scariest part of the matchup because he's so tall, that move is so kind of long and large that it's a little tricky to iframe through. Like, you can do it, it's just scary. So, being able to block it and just take a little bit of chunk. A little bit of chunk damage, a little bit of chip damage. Preferable. Alright, we want him over here so we can start getting some mounting damage built up. I thought he was going to do his crazy raged horn attack. I haven't seen too much of that attack in my attempts. I did get hit by it once, and it one-shot me, even with this set. So, must be pretty decent damage. Oops, dropped my combo there. It also looked like towards the end of the hunt, as his health got lower and lower, he maybe had a couple low HP exclusive like combos and moves. After that beam, there was a time or two where he did a really fast swipe, a lot faster than we thought, after the beam attack. And exactly one time, I got him to do the thing where when he digs, he'll pop back up and try and grab you. Uh-oh. Get out of there. Another thing I was curious about, or I have been curious about, is if all of the deviants that we're going to hunt in low rank will feel like this, or if it's just kind of like the archetype of Stonefist, where he's very... I mean, I wouldn't imagine all of them have hit zones this hard, right? That would be quite surprising if all of them were this strict with their hit zones. If it was this difficult to actually get good damage on them with something like Sword and Shield. But I am curious to see how the other ones compare to this guy. This guy feels like such a slow, methodical fight that it has me hoping they're not all like that. Not because it's a bad thing for there to exist a hunt like this, where you have to be very patient, really work to open him up. But if they were all like that, it might be a little plodding. Uh-oh. There's a stagger, that's nice. Oh, that's not a stagger at all. Not so nice. Ooh, we gotta get out of here. Cool. We're lucky he chose to cover himself up there. Don't really want to fight him in the corner. Here comes the dig. I think we can probably wait and let this red health regen. So long as we're careful. That's something I'm typically not very good at across the games, is letting our red health regen when we can. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead. Got some of it done there. Oh boy, this is not the side of his body you want to be on. No thank you. He can turn this a good deal too. He didn't that time, but he can. Bonk. Ouch. No thanks. Not a fan of that big old swipe of his. Nice, that's an actual stagger. And that's one of the only other times that Sword and Shield is able to hit his face, is during his brief little staggers, aerial mounts. Ooh, spooky. It hits pretty far behind him, too. He's so large that it can be very scary. Ouch. Oh! He screwed up positioning for just 1 second. And here he comes with that big old claw. Okay, that's a taunt, or at least a little idle time. Backing up? Yeah, backing up. Something else you'll see me doing is sheathing into, or unsheathing into a block and then rolling to approach, as opposed to using a draw attack. With so many of his hit zones being so hard, a draw attack is actually pretty, it can be pretty perilous. Oops. No, 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 no. Don't want to be on that side of his body. Not even a little bit. Is he moving? Yeah, he is. He usually taunts after that, which is why later on in the hunt, when there was 1 or 2 times where he did it, and then immediately thereafter did a real quick swipe with his big claw, I noticed. He's digging. It's a good thing there aren't tremors to that, man. don't think we've had to sharpen once so far. That's a really marked difference from that Kazoo Sword and Shield. Really did almost go through 20 whole whetstones in my other attempts. Alright, this next area does have a ledge, so we should try and make sure we get a mount in here if we can. It requires a little bit of baiting him over to the ledge, because he doesn't normally like to stand by it. Oops. He also does quite a bit of eating, like this. Jeez. That was a little spooky. Could have been bad. A couple times in the last few attempts, it felt like he was trying to time me out specifically. Oh my goodness! All right, we gotta sharpen. These little crabs are a menace. We got heal too. I want to keep our health pretty well topped up here. All right, here he comes over by the ledge, which is good news for us. You're gonna stagger us. Should be okay. Hi. Here we go. So scary each time. Not getting anywhere near that move. No, thank you. We will bring him over here, though. I'm just gonna wait over here and have a sip of my coffee. Thank you very much. Here he comes. Swipe. We can go ahead and get that mount. Yeah, it's a very personal thing, right? I know some people have no problem at all with using a bunch of sonic bombs, as many sonic bombs as they can pack in the combines for them in order to get damage openings. And it's not like it's devoid of skill. You gotta bring those things, you gotta use them at the right time, you gotta capitalize on the openings the right way. There's just something about it. I like trying to earn my damage with my weapon as much as I possibly can, so even if it's like I'm making an opening for a mount. Whoop. Oh, so scary. Even if I'm making an opening with a mount, I still kind of prefer that. Oops. Oops. Oh, this is scary. He doesn't do that move very much. What are we doing here? I don't trust you. Oop, that was supposed to be an unsheath into a block, not a draw attack. Is he leaving? He is. Well, at least we got a mount off in here. That's good stuff. Let's see, we're at 10 minutes and we've had a couple rages, although one of them was from missing that sonic bomb. We're trapped again. Ooh, he's tired. Nice. I'm also curious if we manage to beat him with sword and shield, which is what I aim to do. I'm also curious what it would feel like hunting him with something else. I probably won't end up using a different style. Aerial style seems like it would really make this guy a lot of fun, but also a little trivial. I mean, you could still get smacked out of the air, you just be careful of that, but being able to bounce up and hit his head whenever you wanted would feel a little different. I'm curious what it would feel like with Greatsword, lining up a big ol' attack on his head, or switch axe, being able to slash away without fear of bouncing. Could feel pretty good. A couple times in the previous attempts, I tried to use the sword and shield back hop to like move backwards out of the way of one of his swipes. But in this game, that's always paired with a little upwards attack, even if you don't run back in again afterwards. Ooh, gotta be careful. And that little upward strike as part of the back hop is so scary with it being able to bounce that can't use it. Okay, we should go ahead and get out of this corner, and we should probably heal. Try and keep our health topped up. I was kind of hoping we could use that Kazoo Sword and Shield. I enjoy using elemental weapons earlier than one might think would be useful or fun. Oh boy. We're okay. But both the times that I got him to limp, it was really close to timing out. We were getting to 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I'd used all my potions, I'd used all my whetstones, so we'll see if this Nargacuga Sword and Shield can't do a little better. It's certainly lower maintenance. Oops. What am I doing? That's a bad call. Standing underneath him when he does that move? Stonefist seems like he would be kind of a chill dude to hang out with. He's just not that. I'm curious to see what will they do with this guy in G-Rank. Is he suddenly super aggro? Does he get a bunch of new moves, huge explosions? Like, what do they do? Does he slam his fist like Monster Hunter Rise's Daimyo does? Because in low rank, he seems pretty chill. Kind of slow moving. Uh-oh. No thank you, sir. Uh-oh. Oh, this is how it ends. Oh boy. Yeah. He heard me talking crap. He heard me BMing him and he went, can't abide by that. Well, there's our first card. First card at 15 minutes. A lot better than our first attempts in the Jaggy set. It's a shame. No, I don't want the box. I want to use a stake. Now, I don't think just his claw swipe will one-shot us, even with our health lower than at the beginning of the hunt. But we have to be much more careful about any of our health getting chipped away. We gotta top ourselves up with herbs every single time. And so thusly, I'm still gonna gather some herbs. Couple there. Oh, our paintball wore off. I think he was in Area 6 when we died, so we'll probably head to Area 5, head that way, see where he goes. Nice, thank you, game. All the way back up to 10 herbs. I'm pretty happy with how this mix set turned out. I've made too many mix sets over the years that have this friggin' Sianitar helmet, so I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think it looks okay. The shininess of like the skull of the chest kind of matches the shininess of the pants. And the blue of the Sianitar pieces kind of matches the blue of that Nargacuga belt. So, I don't know. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. I'm sure that picking a different weapon or using the oils, using aerial style, making booja booja boo would of course make this a lot more consistent, but we're doing it our way. We're getting smacked. Well, there you go. Doesn't one-shot us. Tisk tisk. Thankfully, he does give us plenty of openings to heal. That much is true. Alright, and we have another spot where we can mount him in here. Alright, that backswing there. I dodged the first part, but you gotta watch out for that second part as well. Well, there you go. We're down to last cart. Well then. I shouldn't have called him chill. I shouldn't have called him chill. Not a chill guy. I take it back. After that crab. It's nice seeing those gulls flying in the sky. I love the little details on these maps in GU. Some of them I'm sure were there in the original maps, but I've just been loving how this game looks running on the emulator lately. Music started all over there. Alright, buddy, out of that corner. I'm not hunting you there. That ain't happening. Of course. This is another thing that really reminds me of second generation hunts, is he has a couple different moves that just put him in kind of a waiting state, and there are several hunts in that game, both Daimyo Hermitar in that game, Shogun Sanitar in that game, or Freebie Knight I'm thinking of, but also fights like Diablos or Monoblos where they would just go underwater for a long time, and you'd just be left waiting to deal damage. It's not like I think that's amazing game design, but it does add some tension to those moments when you're actually attacking the monster. You really don't want to screw up, and you really don't want to be hasty, even though he's wasted your time for like however long, right? I feel some of that energy here. Can we get him from that ledge? Let's see. No, probably not quite. So that wasn't a mount, because we're not going to jump on top of him here. Most of you probably know this, who played Generations and Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. But in 4th Generation, there's two different aerial stagger values. One of which you build up with the yellow sparks, and you actually jump on the monster's back and mount it and do the minigame. But another is just called like aerial stagger. And with aerial stagger, you just kind of hit the monster in the other parts of their body. Some of the parts of their body will actually make them mountable, where you'll jump on the back and do the minigame. But other spots of the body, when you hit them with your weapon, they won't do the yellow flash, and they won't build up towards a mount. Those build up a separate status, just mount or jump status. Sorry, not mount, but jump status. And when you proc that status, they just fall over like that, so. Aw, poor Mufa. Lots of good reasons for us to be aerially attacking this guy. Leave those sheep alone, dude. Leave those sheep alone. Dude, I'm waiting. Come on. Don't want to fight him over there in the corner. Here he comes. Now this we take. Big tremor. Oop, wrong side of the body. No thanks. No thank you. Whew. Interesting. Oh, occasionally. I'm not totally sure why. It just goes right through my block like that. Had it happen a handful of times. It's got to be something where part of his hit zone is hitting me, or part of his hitbox, his body is like hitting me before the claw does, or something like that. But it's scary every time. Almost hit me. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, wacky positioning there. Nice. Bad timing for him to stagger. Oh boy. Let me out. Thank you. Okay, is he leaving? Or is he attacking me? He's leaving. Cool. Sharpen our weapon. Take a ration. We've used barely any whetstones this attempt. Big, big difference from that Kazoo Sword and Shield. Welcome back, Mufa. Your area is now safe again. Free. Alright, we gotta watch out for that freaking shell. Speaking of. That move's pretty funny. It's definitely the coolest move he's got in low rank here. Oop. Thanks, man. Brutal. No thank you, sir. Would not like to take your giant claw. Keep him close to the ledge here. He's gonna taunt? No, he's not. Oh! That's rough. That's rough. We'll give it one more try. We'll give it one more try during this recording and we'll go from there. In part because I think we're close to it. In part because I don't want to have to keep trying to remember what I have and haven't said on commentary. It's actually quite difficult. Because there are things like the thoughts on 2nd gen and like sharing about my armor sets where I want to do those with you guys. I want to share about it. And so if I keep carding, I have to keep saying them over and over. So we'll keep the recording running. If you watch the whole thing, you're a real one. All right, there we go. Got our 10 potions, our 10 herbs. We'll hopefully not waste one of the sonic bombs this next attempt. Back, we use voucher. There we go. Feline Provoker. What does that do? Draws monsters' attention, increasing the likelihood of being targeted. Well, we're the only person here, so that doesn't do a whole lot for us, I don't think. One of the other things I'm curious about with these hunts is, especially early on, like you saw how quickly he splatted me in my first attempt with the Jaggy armor set. Makes you wonder if when these things are first introduced, like they introduced them right around the same time that you initially get access to 4-star. So it's not like you'd already have the gear that I'm wearing now. Makes me wonder about if they were kind of tuned for multiplayer. They're in the multiplayer hub, but I always kind of have that thought. Or I have thoughts like those in older Monster Hunter games. It's like, is some of this stuff really designed around around multiplayer? Maybe. Almost done with the coffee. It's starting to get a little cold. Yeah, we'll give this one more shot. Try and be a little more aggressive while at the same time being safe. See if we can't get that large crab to limp. Give me a large limp. Yeah, we should get ready to use these sonics. I think that's him, like, eating. Or at least some kind of taunt. Yeah, look at him, he's eating. I think that's just a taunt he has. I don't think he's actually eating. Like, some monsters will actually get into a state where they go and find something to eat and it replenishes their health. I don't think that's what he's doing. Still got me. Dang. Alright, after this damage window, we have to remember to heal. Oh yeah, we gotta heal. All right, those were our allotted sonic bombs. Now it's time to work on some mounts. I like that they take a little while to build up. I like that there's some risk to trying to jump off and hit them some of the time. It's just kind of fun. So that's why we're doing it that way. What are you gonna do up there, buddy? Swipe. Nice. Now, granted, we did have those 2 big damage openings, but that's a pretty fast first stagger. Yikes! Oh, I deserved that. I was being so greedy. I deserved all of that. Oh, man, so frustrating. I was trying to use that ledge to get a jump and then come back down. Didn't get the ledge, bounced, was severely punished. That's a quick first cart. Last time it was 15 minutes. Tisk, tisk. That's all I can say for myself. Back to the fight we go. sure you guys can tell, but I've taken a very minimal approach to editing on this channel. Not editing out too much of the silence or the downtime or the walking. To me, that's kind of all part of Monster Hunter. Oh my goodness. Whew. Probably taunt after that? No. No taunt. Alright, we'll try and kite him over here to the ledge so we can actually get a mount or a stagger. On guard! That works. At least with the dig, we can kind of control where it comes up. We know he's going to dig 4 times usually, so 1, 2, 3, and then bring 4 right over here. Oh, maybe a little too far there. That's okay. This is where I feel some of that second gen nostalgia. Okay, never mind. He's not doing the same move back to back. I really thought he was, and I was like, dude, you've got to be kidding me. Hello, sir. No thank you on that claw swipe. Missed there. There we go. There's the jump stagger. Sharpness decrease. No thanks. I'm good. Don't think you can curve it this far. You can see he curved it a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't think we can hit that from here, can we? No. This feels like a pretty fun first matchup, though, for my first Deviant. If something like Arzuros was a lot more straightforward than this. I don't know, this feels kind of momentous, at least to me it does. I'm sure this is like, dude, you're doing the fight essentially wrong. With a weapon that's just not very good at the fight. But this feels like a pretty momentous matchup to me. I'm enjoying myself. Nice stagger. Probably move with that. Yeah. Way far away. I'm not following you over there, man. That's too close to the zone for my taste. Why don't you come here? Thank you. A little closer. Thank you. Oh boy. Bonk. Might be able to get him out, attack off from there. not quite. Perfect. I think he's leaving the area. Yeah. Alright, well, he's moving around pretty quickly. I think we have enough whetstones where we can just preemptively sharpen and we'll probably never drop. Which is better than having to drop in the middle of a combo. Him moving around pretty regularly is a pretty decent sign. No thank you. Alright, see if we can't kite him back over here again. Oh boy, that's not the side we want to be on. Should be able to get him out when he comes back down, or at least get him out to attack off. There we go. Nice. This will mean a nice big damage opening for us, even though we're going to get thrown off nice and far away. Oh. Another dig. Did we already cart twice? I think we did. We only carted once so far. No thanks. Lots of big no thanks moves here. Ugh. You time waster, sir. Oh my gosh. So they clearly, like, from how much he does that, it really feels like they want you to be using those sonic bombs a lot, right? Feels like they want you to be using them a lot, which is interesting, but it's just not a thing I think is super interesting, or is interesting, but it's not something I find super fun or interesting to play around, rather. There's another rage. It's a good sign. Oops. Go around the back. Try and kite him back over into the middle again. Come on, buddy. Thank you. Very cooperative. Well, early on that roll. Should heal. Yeah, we'll heal when he's done digging. It's funny, he pulls out that rocket horn move where he flings himself into the air with the horn so infrequently that I kind of forget about it a lot of the time. I guess when he's not raged, he also isn't going to do it, so that helps. No, thank you, sir. He really wants to keep me on that side of him. Whoop. And off he goes. Is that him leaving the area? I think it is. Should have tried to hit one of his legs there. Well, I have to say, you guys are getting a nice long recording today. Another stagger, that's nice. Always a good sign. This is the toughest area, I think, because there's no ledge to work with. No free openings, no mounts. Just me and him in the box. The boxing ring. Okay, he's tired out. That's a good sign for us. It's kind of a bait, isn't it? Oh, hey, that doesn't even work when he's not or when he's exhausted. That's good to know. Got out of position there. Just figured I would block. Yeah, when he falls over like that, it does seem to be sort of a bait on his part. Doesn't stay like that for very long. These little crabs are annoying. I'll probably kill them soon. Yeah. Is he leaving the area? If he is, that's good for us. Yeah, he is. Sweet. Back into the area with the ledge. I think this time he's actually going to eat. Yeah. This is him actually eating, not whatever the other taunt is. Nice. Oh boy, out of position. We're okay. Oh boy, really out of position there. Whew. Always scary every single time. See if we can't kite him over here. Yep, here he comes. That was a little risky. I feel like if he had buffered out a big old swipe with his claw, it would have just taken me out. Oh, shoot! Whew, we're very lucky he came back up there. I was out of position. before I get snide out of position as much as I committed to my heal too early. On guard! Here he comes. Come on, man. Oh. All right. Don't get hit by those particles very often, but gotta be watching out for that. All right, this should be good. Should be able to go for a mount. Nice. Will you take those? Leaving the area. Well, we're keeping it up an okay cadence. I am sure that other weapons, other styles would have a better cadence than this, but we're pushing him through rages and exhausts. We're moving him from area to area. Getting a few mounts. This feels like what will lead to our clear. Doesn't deserve it. This feels like such a bait. But I can't pass up the opportunity for damage. Oh boy. Yeah, you're not catching me over in that corner. Here he comes. Should be one more. 4. Yep. A little early on that tremor roll there. AI decisions like that make no sense to me because it's like I just dodged right in front of him. I just jumped right in front of him. You'd think he would attack me, but no, he just holds up. We should heal. Starting to get low on herbs, but we still have plenty of potions. Oh my goodness, this guy loves to turtle. Alright, here he comes. Oop. Deserved that. Oh man. One of my attempts, I was down to absolutely no heals. And an attack like that, blocking it, actually was what killed me and ruined the, or failed the attempt. Oh boy! Out of position again. I tell you, that's something else that reminds me of 2nd gen. Part of it being just an endurance battle. Can you position well, even if it's somewhat simple, for like half an hour? And again, like I said earlier, I don't really think that that's like the best fight design ever. It's not the most engaging, but that's not like there shouldn't be monsters like that in the series where it's like, well, this is a monster that's slow and just packs a huge punch, and you have to position well for the entirety of how long it takes to kill it. That's the challenge. All right, he's leaving the area again. We could use some more herbs, but we don't have any right now. Pretty sure that this one here would give insect glue materials, and gathering with him in the area seems somewhat fraught, so we won't. Another rage. Should probably keep our health popped. Oh boy. Spooky. Oh. Okay, so when he's raged, I'm pretty sure we were at full health. So once he's raged, that will one-shot. That's good to know. Boom. Now we're on our last card. We're down to 25 minutes. Right. Grab these. We'll try and grab some more herbs on our way out. That's that. I do think it's neat that they give you monsters this beefed up, this scary, this early in the game. I'm all for it. Giving low rank some memorable experiences, even when it's a low rank, I think is worthwhile. Whether it's like a particularly kind of like sort of early power creep from a particular monster, or a tricky multi-monster quest that comes out a little earlier in the game's progression than you'd think. I think it's just cool. But we get 1 herb, 3 herbs. All right, well, it's better than nothing. Better than nothing. We'll go ahead and we'll pop the whetstone as well, just in case. I want this sleigh pretty badly. Like I mentioned, I've tried a few times now. So far, I haven't gotten into limp, so it's hard for me to tell if this Narga Sword and Shield is doing a lot better than the Kezu one. Like I said, easier upkeep, I'm not sharpening every couple minutes, but it seems to be staggering him and raging him with a pretty similar frequency, so. Hard to tell, really hard to tell. Until we get him limp, whether it's keeping up damage-wise. Feels like it is. 2, 3. Give me a 4. 4. We'll take all these taunts. It's another rage. A little faster than last time. Woo! That was a little closer than I was intending. Not the best judgment call there, but we weren't punished for it, so we'll take it. Bonk. Too early on that roll. Nice, nice, nice. Whew. If he'd done a regular swipe there, could have been bad news. Again, he doesn't pull out that... Him moving areas that quickly is a good sign, I think. He doesn't pull out that move with the horn, the rocket horn, all that frequently. How are we doing? We got 9 potions, 4 first aid meds, 2 herbs. Can we get regular herbs from this one? Let's find out. Yeah, we should be able to. No thanks. Really quickly, I gotta make sure I'm not gonna overfill my computer's hard drive. Yeah, we should be okay. It sucked. I was recording, killed it, and ran out of space for the hard drive recording. Put another paintball on him. I don't think he's limp yet, but him raging and moving areas a little faster, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Poor positioning on my part there. Gotta be careful these loot drop that they don't screw up my positioning or get me hit. Is he gonna back up? Yeah, he is. Could use those vines as a way to mount him. It's probably not worth it. Again. Blocking to the side, but apparently that's not the right way to block for that. Spooky. Alright, now he's got to be careful and heal safely. He's going to try and come and hit me? I don't know what he's doing. I don't trust him. Is this him leaving, or is this him coming after me? Is this him coming after me? I don't trust him at all. 2. 3. 4. I don't really know the area, and I don't really know this area super well in this game compared to 3 Ultimate. I've played 3 Ultimate more recently than Generations Ultimate with this map, so I was a little scared I was gonna like run into the edge of the map and get killed. Can I, like, jump off of that? Is that a ledge that he's standing on? I don't think it is. Is he gonna back up again? No, he's gonna go for a spike. It's just a weird little ledge in the ground. Not something you can jump off of. There is a ledge we can jump off over here, though. The last time we got a mount, the resulting opening, the down, was so small, he's starting to build up a tolerance to the mounts. But we can get some aerial staggers going on, or some jump staggers rather. Those can still be worthwhile. This must be him moving areas. He can't be digging again. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there are any herbs for us to gather here in this area, so onward we go. I think we might be able to take another ration, too. There's an herb here we can gather. When I streamed on Twitch, you can put tags on your broadcast to try and like advertise what your stream is about. One of the tags I would put on my broadcasts on Twitch were slow run. Whatever the opposite of a speed run is, you might be able to find that here. This is certainly one such example. I actually want to drag him all the way over here. Hi. Hello, sir. Go. Let's see, is this a smaller opening than before? Because I know the mount certainly gets a smaller opening, but how about jump stagger? Doesn't really seem like it. Although we have gotten fewer of these overall, so. I don't know. It's a nice opening for damage, though. I would expect to start seeing him limp soon. This is around when he was limp with the Kezu Sword and Shield. So if he's not, that would mean that despite my amateur damage calculation, this Sword and Shield wouldn't be better, or I'm just playing more poorly. Ah. Yeah, we're starting to get down to it timer-wise. We got 12 minutes left. 2 carts already. This is it. This is monster mode. No thanks. Oh my gosh. Ah, that's brutal. That's brutal. Good thing he's just gonna let me heal it off. Let me heal behind him just in case he tries to get cheeky like this. Uh-oh. I'm supposed to be a Superman. Get up. Oh, man. Oh, man. Making mistakes at the 11th hour like this is always nerve-wracking. Like I said, it's as much an endurance thing as it is a, did you prepare the right way? Are you playing well? Can you make good decisions for 45 minutes straight? Can go for another mount here. Not limp. That's a bad sign. Yep, okay. I don't know. Shockingly enough, I feel like maybe the Kezu Sword and Shield was doing us better. Because if he's not already limp now... Yikes. I don't know if we can even do this. I haven't actually timed out yet. Oh, that's the wrong side of his body. I've tripled barely each time. This is, I think, the most healing I've made it to this point in the quest with so far. So that means I'm playing safe, or at least safer, which is nice, I suppose. Oops. Bonk, bonk. Alright, I take it back. We're starting to get down to it healing-wise. We have 5 potions, we have 1 herb. He's raged in the scariest area to fight him in. We're getting down to it. Oh boy. That was the wrong side of his body to roll to. I hope that doesn't get back there. It's rather fast for him to do that after the beam. Okay, no longer raged. That's pretty quick. It was a quick rage. Only a minute or 2 long. Come on, man. This maybe wasn't safe. If he does the spin, I might get decked. Yeah, that was probably not the safest way to heal in the world. Oh, I hate when he does this. multiple of those back to back. All right, let's back off. If he doesn't limp when he leaves this area, like this one, I think we're toast. I don't think we can do it. Getting nerve-wracking. Oh, this is bad. Oh, bad call on healing there. I think I gotta let this red health regen. Don't you dare, little crabs. That's limp. All right. All right. We might barely be able to do this. This is actually surprisingly worse than the Kezu Sword and Shield. I can't tell if it's just I was being less aggressive or what, but this is surprisingly worse. We have less time left. I have less healing left, or about the same amount of healing left. Well, we'll see if we can pull it out. Bonk. Just cuz. I think there might be some spots we can gather herbs, but I think at this point every second matters. We've just got to play aggressive and hope we don't get hit. Which is how I've tripled the past 2 times. It's exactly the same scenario. Out of heals, out of time. Oh, he's backing up. No, I can't fight him back over there. Come on, man. Out of that corner. Well, he's coming out of the corner. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. 4. Oh, I knew it. Come on, give me that victory music. Yes! Got it. Oh my goodness. Like I said earlier, thanks for being in it for the long haul. But there we go. That's our first Deviant Slay. Oh man, like I said, somehow I feel like that Kezu Sword and Shield with all its sharpening that was needed was better in this attempt. But now we're free. We're done with this matchup with Sword and Shield. If we hunt him again, we'll do it with a different weapon. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for enjoying some Monster Hunter. You got cozy short hunts, you got rigorous long hunts, and they're all the same game. I like this game so much. The shell from a Stonefist Hermitar. It's grown hard and dark over its many years. There we go. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's a longer video than any other we've had on the channel so far. Let me know what you guys think of that. Let me know what you guys think of my unoptimal Stonefist Hermitar slay. And I hope you guys will be down for some more Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate soon. I don't know what I'll be posting next. Come up with some fun hunts. Maybe another check-in as we continue to progress through Village and Hub. Couple of boys with me here. All right. Cheers, everyone. Have a good rest of your week. Have a blessed week, and happy hunting. Bye-bye now.